Gotta look good for this 3-year anniversary show. I can't believe it's been 3 years. Can you see my zit? And welcome to the Milo Beasley Show, episode number 151, our big 3-year anniversary. 3-year anniversary. Holy crap! I can't believe I've been doing it this long. And somebody who and overly gleeful to have on my show as my 3rd anniversary guest, Braxton Sutter, Pepper Parks. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
And as I got to know him for a month in Japan as Justin. How long has it been since you've been in Justin?
Yeah, I'm really bad with years, but I mean I can remember we met in 2010.
2010, and
we did a tour of Japan.
We spent a month together in Japan for 01, along with Kyle Matthews, Thunderwolf,
Awesome Andy.
Yeah, Awesome Andy. Yeah, so that was a good time over there, right?
We were getting trained by Masato Tanaka, Otani,
Shinjiro Otani, Hidaka. That was as far as trading goes, the most intense 30 days of my life.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time.
And from that point on, I feel like, you've obviously been doing, WWE work and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
that's a whole other level.
But I feel like once you did that 30 days, man, I just saw something in you and it just turned it just got super serious all of a sudden. You your body became no homo, but you look fantastic, man.
No, I was just talking about this the other day. When we did that 30 days of training, and it's all body weight calisthenics. That's for wrestling. That's the best I've ever felt. It literally turns into a machine. You're so light on your feet, and you're just stretched and loose all the time. And it's for wrestling. It's the best thing you could do.
Yeah. So and basically it just takes a deck of cards to get you in shape. As silly as it sounds. A deck of cards and a piece of wood.
As I said, they do. It's all basic body weight exercises, but you're just either doing it for a ridiculously long amount of time or a ridiculously long amount of reps.
Right, and it's you're actually I consider you to be an anomaly of sorts because maybe it's the pattern going on right now where indie guys are getting signed.
Yeah, but especially later in age.
Right. Yeah, you've been doing this a long time, and finally made the break with Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, that's one of the nicest comments I get is when people tell me, guys, people pursuing wrestling, when they say hey, seeing you get signed after 17 years and pursuing it for that long, that really encourages me to keep going, and
definitely.
That feels really good.
Yeah, definitely. It has to feel good. But do you kind of feel like it's a slight hey, you made it. You kind of old and all, but you made it.
Yeah. And it's just, I don't know. I don't like to live in regret. So, me taking me this long to get where I'm at, I just all think it was all just part of my path, and this is the way it was supposed to work out.
Right, I was talking with Larry Dallas earlier, and he was saying that when he first started coming up, when he was trying to get where he wanted to be, he wasn't ready for that yet. So maybe you weren't. While you maybe thought you were,
because
you really
honestly, thought when I was 20, 21 years old, I was training in Cincinnati, and I'd been wrestling for about a year or two, and our school got developmental with WWF at the time, and WCW closed, and they sent a bunch of guys our way, and it was, I think back, if I would have got signed back then, I wasn't. There was no way. I was too young. I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? I think it's better the way it worked out now.
Right, and So what do you really attribute that, like, because you could have, I don't want to say what I was involved in an automobile accident, so I stopped wrestling, but you really, like, it really triggered you going forward. Like, what do did you see something while you were in Japan that was like, okay, I need to do this now?
I think Japan was a good jump start because, I mean, I'm sure you experienced this too. It was like the month we were there, like we were full-time wrestlers. Right. You know what I mean? It was like you were...
with 2 days, we were there for 30 days and we had 2 days off. And
yeah, you were either training every day or had a show every day, or it's like, you were...
Training before a show.
Yeah, or training and a show. Yeah. Or, so once you get that taste of like, this is what it's like to be a real wrestler, it's things like that kick you in the ass. And I just tell guys, like, it took me that long. It's like, you just have to keep going and you have to keep grinding, but you can't get stagnant and you can't keep doing the same stuff. You have to travel, you have to meet new people. Like, these are all steps you have to take.
Did you bring any of that training back to, like you said, with the calisthenics and the body weight and the cards? Did you bring that back to share with your friends?
I did, and I'm going to be very honest, because I've seen, there were some other guys, like I'm in Buffalo and I do some shows up in Canada. There were some guys from Canada that ended up going over for another 0-1 tour like we did. And I'm not going to lie, like, you come back from Japan and you're like, you feel so good for this training, you're like, I'm going to keep up with this, and you're going to, like, I was going in the ring and warming up before the show while everybody else is just sitting down and doing 5 push-ups before their match, and I'm just going to be honest, like, after time, it starts to wear off little by little by little. I tried to keep up with it as much as I could, but yeah. But I mean, to this day, a lot of the exercises we did, I still keep in my routine and all that stuff.
So where are you living now? You still living in New York?
Still live in Buffalo, yeah. My wife is from Toronto, so Buffalo was a nice little
place for us
now. Yeah, and we eventually want to migrate to the sun, so like Florida or California or something like that.
Yeah, Florida.
For now, we're in a good spot.
It gets. I mean, have you really done Florida in the summer though? Like,
yeah, I know.
It's okay. You come down and for a couple of days. Maybe for some tapings, you're like, oh man, it's hot. But you're inside. You walk outside, you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go back inside. But do you really understand what it means to be in Florida in August?
The way I look at it is, Buffalo has the winter time, which is long. It's like 4 or 5 months long.
It's still winter.
Yeah, and so
through June.
If you just look at Florida summer, like Buffalo winter, you just don't go outside. It's so hot, you just don't go outside. And I would take that over shoveling snow.
Yeah, I've never had to shovel snow ever. I've driven through snow once.
And how much?
It was scary. It was my first time, and there was like barely any snow on the ground. So like the guy who I was like driving with, like it was a carload that we went up to Minnesota, and they're like, "Have you ever driven on the snow before?" I'm like, "No." They're like,
"Oh, it can't be that bad." Yeah.
Here we go.
It just happened this winter. There's like Buffalo will get dumped on, and they're so good about it with the plows. And sometimes you're driving around, you're like, I can't believe this city is still functional right now with this much snow. But the plows are out and the streets are cleared. And it's the first year me and my wife were married, we got dumped on so hard we were literally stuck in the house for 4 days. Like you couldn't leave. Like it was.
God, I've never.
That was like we really shouldn't live here too much longer.
I've only seen snow like 3 times in my lifetime. You're
Florida summer's not going to trap you in the house for 4 days where you physically can't leave.
Right.
So.
One thing we like to do here on the Milo Beasley Show is called the Top 5.
Mm-hmm.
We're asking a random question.
Yep.
All right.
Is this like a one-word answer?
No, just a top 5. It's it could. Let's think of a good question here. You like what type of movies you like?
I like all kinds, but I'm a big movie buff. But I like horror movies.
All right, that's where I was actually going to lean to.
Right,
top 5, no particular order, but top 5 horror movies.
That I can do. Okay, if you would ask for an order, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I'm going to say Candyman because I remember the original.
That's the first that was like the first horror movie I saw in a theater.
That was like the first really scary one I ever saw in a theater. I remember I literally when she's in the bathroom and the hook busts through the mirror. My buddy, who was kind of overweight, so it made it even more funnier, he had a big thing of popcorn and he jumped and the popcorn flew everywhere. It was awesome.
Like to this day, I won't do like the Bloody Mary or Candyman. Like I'm 37 years old and I won't do that. No.
I'm all set, man.
I turn on the lights when I go in the bathroom. No.
Yeah. I'm going to go original Candyman. I am gonna throw some like hokey ones in there too, because you know what I mean. Was it Return of the Living Dead? The second one. It's pretty good. It's a classic. I'm gonna go with Evil Dead 2. Because it's a cult.
Right, yep,
It is which actually, it took me a long time to see it. I remember always seeing the VHS box at the store, but I never saw it. I probably just saw it for the first time.
And you're probably like, oh, it's just a hokey remake. But
Yeah. It's funny because Evil Dead 2 is pretty much the same movie as Evil Dead 1. It's just more over the top. Was that 3 so far?
Yep.
Let me go with, this is one of those things too where I'm going to kick myself afterwards, like, I should have said. I'm just going to go off the top of my head. Let's go with, hang on, I'm stumping here. I'm scared. I have to go with, I got to go with like one of the genres. Like, I'm going to go, this is pretty random, but I think it's Friday the 13th. I think it's 4 or 5. Damn. The one with the girl with the telepathic powers. I think that's 5. I'm going to go with that one.
All right. I think you're right.
Well, yeah, the girl, because I remember he's on the bridge and she's moving the bridge. I saw it. I've seen that one like 15 times. That was, not that Corey Feldman's not in that one. I think it's the one after. And then I'm going to go with Halloween Part 4.
Oh.
Yeah. That's Halloween Part 4 rules.
Yeah, that's
when she goes bad at the girl goes bad at the end and like kills her sister.
Yeah. It's a ridiculous ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dude in the Spurs breaks Michael Myers out of jail. Some good stuff.
I love horror movies, but like, so do you get a chance to go to Halloween Horror Nights when you come
We went once. We went once this past year. That was the first time I went, and it's amazing.
Do we happen to be filming then? Is that what?
Yeah, I'll make the story quick. It was during the hurricane last year.
Oh, yeah.
So we were supposed to be done filming on Saturday. We had tickets for Halloween Horror Nights on Sunday. Hurricane hit, so we had a day off. So we had to film Sunday. We got done with tapings and we got out into the park at about 11 p.m. It was open till 2, and we got through the last house. We walked out, it was like 1:59. Like, we just made it through all the houses. So, Halloween Horror Nights is amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I go every year when I'm not
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house you got kicked out.
Yeah, I got kicked out of Halloween Horror Nights one night. Yeah, I got banned from Universal for a year.
What did you do?
I'll tell you, it's a long story.
I'll tell you after.
Oh, God, it's stupid. Like, I didn't even, anyway. Whatever. So, thanks for chatting with me.
Awesome. Yeah,
I had Kyle Matthews on before. Now I got you on. Now I just got to get Thunderwolf and Awesome Andy and Artie Ladd Jr. And then I'll knock it out here. And I'm actually disappointed that we're here shooting this at More Than Mania, Joey Janela's Spring Break.
It's about 2
and
in the morning
it's
right
WrestleMania weekend. It is exactly 2 in the morning. And that's pretty impressive. But no Masa here for WrestleMania, and that's really disappointed.
Nicest dude.
So, Masa, we miss you. Maybe we'll get to see you next year at Mania, but we wish you were here in Orlando.
Absolutely.
So thank you for watching episode 151, big 3-year anniversary.
Thank you.
And we'll see you, actually, before we wrap up, I forgot to do this, social media, where can we find you?
At Twitter, at Braxton Sutter, Instagram, at Braxton Sutter, and email at pepperparks@hotmail.com.
Cool. And you can find me, of course, at The Wrestling Bum on all the socials. And, now that'll be it for episode 151. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Yay, I'm entertaining.